So say you're given 2 points like so, where the point 1 is at coordinates 0, 3, and point 2 is at coordinates -2, 4. And I want you to find two things. A, I want you to find the length of the line segment, and B, I want you to find the midpoint of the line segment. So let's do these in order. Let's do A first. So to find the length, we have to recall the distance formula. So the distance formula is given by x2 minus x1 squared added to y2 minus y1 squared, and then you take the square root of the entire thing. Right? So let's label our points. Let's say we want the point 0, 3 to be our x1, y1, and our point -2, 4 to be our x2, y2. You can change, for example, if you want, you can let -2, 4 be x1, y1, and 0, 3 be x2, y2, but you can never switch the ordered pairs, so you can never have the point 0, 4 isn't a valid point in this case. So, given that, let's replace, so D is the square root of x2, which is -2, minus x1, which is 0, squared, plus y2, which is 4, minus y1, which is 3, squared. So the distance is the square root of -2 squared plus 4 minus 3 is 1 squared. And simplifying further, D is the square root of -2 squared is -2 times 2, which is positive 4, plus 1 squared, which is just 1. So the distance is equal to the square root of 5, or the length of the line is equal to the square root of 5. So length of the line segment is square root of 5. So now let's solve B. So for B we want to find the midpoint of these two values. Now, let me rewrite the two values. So 0, 3, -2, and 4, right? P1, 0, 3. P2 is -2 and 4. And now to find the midpoint, what you do is you take the averages of the x's and the y's. And how do you take the average? Well, you add them all up and divide by how many numbers there are, right? So for the midpoint, the x-coordinate of the midpoint, we want to add all the x's and then divide them by how many there are. So since there are two of them, the x-coordinate for the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2. And then for the y, we do the same thing. y1 plus y2 over 2. So now keeping that in mind, we're going to just substitute. So xm is equal to x1, which is 0, plus x2, which is -2, over 2. And that just becomes -2 over 2, which is -1. And then ym is y1, which is 3, plus y2, which is 4, over 2, which is 7 over 2. And since they're primes, then you can't reduce anymore. So we can say the midpoint of the line segment is the ordered pair xm, ym, so it's -1, 7 over 2. So that's how we find the distance and the midpoint of a particular line segment.